Pittsburgh's new deal with the Steelers raises obvious questions about the future of T.J. Watt. Go get a first-round pick. T.J. Watt gets you a first-round pick. It's not that difficult. I mean, the Giants got a top 10 pick for Dexter Lawrence off-season. And T.J. Watt, I think, has more of a... Max Crosby, Ravens were going to give up 2 first-round picks for him. The Rams, or the Ravens, 2 first-round picks. I don't... This is so weird to me. The Rams and the Eagles are so good at moving off older players. The Steelers treat older players like that T-shirt you have that you refuse to give up. You know, your wife's like, it's got holes all, it looks terrible. Get a new T-shirt. You're like, I can't give it up. They are the worst poker players in the world. So right now, the Steelers have the second oldest and the most expensive defense. So their defense is second oldest and the most expensive. Nothing disqualifies you for a Super Bowl more than old and expensive defense. It's just crazy to me. The Seahawks defense last year, the Rams defense last year, the Patriots defense last year, the Eagles in their Super Bowl year. And a lot of young guys. And again, the market for T.J. Watt. The Browns got a first, second, a third, and Jared Verse for Myles Garrett. The Giants got a first for Dexter Lawrence. Jets got a first and second for defensive tackle Quinnen Williams. Cowboys got 2 first-round picks for Micah Parsons, who can't defend the run. The Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like, guys, evolve. Move off older players. Remember, Mike DeFabo was with us recently on just the inability to reboot with this organization.
Right after Mike Tomlin resigned, there were some questions about, could this be an opportunity to hit the reset button, to bring in a young, fresh coach and to retool the roster. You could trade T.J. Watt and try to get a haul from him. You could move on from some of these aging veterans on defense. You could see what you had in Will Howard. But the Steelers really have taken the exact opposite approach here. They instead signed a number of aging veterans to supplement the group that they already had. Jamel Dean, they traded for Michael Pittman Jr. They extended Cameron Hayward. So they are very much committed. And more than anything else, they waited on a 42-year-old quarterback.
All right. So, here's the deal. It's an interesting conversation, no question about it. I do think we should bring this up. Look, you could obviously get a massive return for T.J. Watt. That's undeniable. But you need a clear plan for what you're trying to achieve. What's the actual purpose behind all of this? Before I dive in, though, and I'm saying this directly to Pittsburgh Steelers fans, please don't forget to subscribe and watch the full video. When you do that, the views go through the roof, the subscribers go through the roof. And let me be clear, it's not about chasing views or chasing subscribers. It's about being able to keep creating Steelers content that people genuinely want to watch and talk about. That way, we can continue having the most unbiased, grounded, and honest conversations about the Steelers. It honestly makes a huge difference, and I would really, really appreciate it. Now, let's look at all these teams. If we go through those 5 teams, every single one that made a trade and got a player, except for the Cowboys, for them, it was more of a necessity. They're swinging. They're taking a big swing. The Rams are taking a big swing to try and win a Super Bowl. The Bengals are taking a big swing to win a Super Bowl. The Packers took a big swing with Micah to win a Super Bowl. The Ravens are taking a big swing to win the Super Bowl. The Cowboys? They were just desperate. Like, oh my God, our defense is terrible. What are we even doing? We messed up. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Let me trade some of that draft capital we got from Micah. But everyone always acts like, oh, this is all part of a master plan. No, it's not. That's nonsense. He was desperately trying to sign Micah Parsons. Now, the teams making these trades, the ones getting the picks and other assets in return, you can clearly see what they're trying to build. You can clearly see what they're trying to accomplish. You can see that it's a genuine look into the future to position themselves properly. But the Steelers? They're stuck in this middle ground where they're like, we're trying to improve today, but we don't really want to plan too much for the future, and we don't really want to sacrifice today either. You can even look at a team like the Rams. They've seemingly built the best roster in the NFL, and they were still able to draft what could be their quarterback of the future. So, you can take different paths and still get things done. And honestly, I don't even disagree with that one soundbite where someone said, yeah, it would have been interesting to bring in someone like Jesse Minter, just unload all the talent, get all that draft capital, and heck, you could have been in a situation where you got a Jared Verse back and a first-round pick. You could have still had a competitive team, drafted someone like Ty Simpson or whatever, and still been flush with capital to move forward. Or again, look at what the Raiders were trying to do. That was about to be an absolute grand slam for them. 2 first-round picks. And they already had the first overall pick to get Mendoza. So, over the next 2 years, they would have had multiple first-round picks. Bring in Clint Kubiak, and you just love that. You're immediately giving your new coach firepower, draft capital, a new vision to build. Instead, they bring in Mike McCarthy and just sort of hand him pre-existing capital, pre-existing things that are just kind of yeah. And of course, I know they brought in some new faces. I've already said this, I think the Steelers will be better than they were last year. But it's still clearly the short-term timeline they're looking at with Aaron Rodgers in what's obviously his final year. And clearly, you don't feel that strongly about Will Howard, because if you did, you wouldn't be doing some of the things you're doing. I know they've said, oh, we feel pretty good about Will, but I'm not sure how true that is. So if you're not even comfortable with the quarterbacks you have right now, then you're going to be looking toward the future. And maybe you still think you can trade TJ Watt this coming offseason, after this season, obviously. So you could still have your potential last hurrah, then unload everyone, right? It's Aaron Rodgers' retirement party. Then you just move on, get that capital going into the next draft. Make the picks you need. Maybe a quarterback, whatever, depending again on who Will Howard is, or Aller, all of that. But the problem is the Steelers don't go all in on any direction. And to me, that's the biggest problem of all. The Packers were clearly taking a big swing to say, we have a great team right now. And they did. They got injured and it fell apart, but their offense was good enough, their defense was great, their defense was elite. Then they just got injured, unfortunately for them. The Bengals were like, we're taking a swing. We have a competent defense. We get to conference championship games and Super Bowls. The Rams were like, let's go all in. Stafford's going to be here for a couple of years. Let's do this. So you can see the path. You can see exactly what they're trying to do. And you can see the teams receiving this capital, and you just think, okay, this makes sense. It makes amazing sense. Think about the Raiders, who've been going nowhere for years. They completely positioned themselves for the future. They're not messing around with anything else. They're focused on ushering in a new era. The Steelers are simply not doing that. And yet, they're also not taking a big swing and going all in to win right now either. They're not making a move like what the Rams just did, or the Bengals, or the Packers. They're not saying, yeah, we're old and expensive, but guess what? We're going all in because we believe. They're just kind of, do you understand what I'm saying? They're not really going all in on any specific direction. And that, to me, is where they get themselves into the most trouble. So even though I strongly believe they'll be better this year, more interesting to watch, and I'm intrigued by all of it, it does put things into context when you look at some of these other teams and the clear, big decisions they're making, whatever direction that may be. But I'm curious how Steelers fans feel. I'm genuinely curious. You see these teams clearly positioning themselves for the future or taking big swings to win it all now. And I just wonder, where does all of this land for Steelers fans? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you be a part of it. I want to build something we all genuinely feel connected to. Something we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing that. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, it really helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.